A new oath just got leaked in Deepwoken through the Battle Royale. Hasn't been the first time this has happened, so kind of unlucky for the devs that accidentally did this. But it looks really, really cool. I got most of my information in this video from the Deepwoken info server. So if you guys want any more info or want to talk to others about it, definitely check out that Discord server because they have a ton of good info in it there. But for those of you who can't, I'm playing the video now. So we'll first look at the three mantras it has. It's three mantras: Sovereign Drive, Sky Crash, and Warp Kick. So first off, here's Sovereign Drive. Looks like a simple dash forward. Probably a pretty good gap closer, similar to like a revenge type mantra. Next up, we have Sky Crash. Once again, we're lunging forward, I guess, with like a big kick. It looks like it applies a shockwave on hit. I don't know if the area around you gets shockwave though, so that could be kind of interesting. And finally, we have Warp Kick. Looks like a simple, you know, kick mantra. Maybe something similar to Radiant Kick, because we've seen multiple mantras like that before. And now for the talents. Blightsurger actually has 4 unique talents to it. Now for the first talent, we have Sovereign State, and it says landing physical hits builds your blight meter. At full gauge, enter a blight state that changes your critical and empowers Blightsurge abilities. Now by physical hits, what it actually means is any type of M1, so uppercuts, flourish, or base M1s, those will all build up your blight meter, including any mantras that are the blight mantras, so Warp Kick, Sovereign Drive, etc., right? Another pretty funny thing is that this buff works with multi-hit crits. So as you can see, this guy's using a Power Keeper, and each tick of his crit actually fills up the bar individually. So this is probably going to be pretty brain dead on any multi-hit crit. I'd assume this doesn't work with like any mantra in the game. Only the mantras from the Blightsurge path, and obviously only your M1s would probably fill up this meter. And once you get to that full gauge, you enter Blight State, which has this cool like animation effect on your hands. So it's pretty obvious when you enter it, and it changes your critical into this cool slam down type thing. And I'm guessing it also buffs up your damage with any Blightsurge mantras, and probably changes up how they work a little bit. And as you can see, once you do pop this full gauge bar, it starts rapidly decreasing until it eventually hits 0. Once it hits 0, you have to build up the entire bar again by dealing damage by the same method I said before. The only mantra that I could find that did significant differences in the mode versus not in the mode was Sky Crash. And as you can see, when you're not in Sovereign State, Sky Crash actually only hits once, but when you are in the Sovereign State, it hits twice, as long as you land that first hit. Next, we have Blight Pierce. This is a simple one. Your Blight Shock attacks pierce through your enemy's hyper armor and gain more penetration. Now, I'm guessing this just means anytime you hit someone through hyper armor, you get more penetration. This one's kind of a little bit confusing. It doesn't look like it does that much, so we'll see how it plays out when the oath is released. Next up, we have Blighted Touch. Landing him once during Sovereign State now applies Blight Shock. Now, if we slow down this clip right here, you can see that he applies Blight Shock with this one M1 that he lands right there. You could see the particle effects on his body, the little white particle effects. That is the Blight Shock effect, and I'm guessing it just applies basic stun. We don't really know what it does right now, so we'll wait for more testing once the oath is released. If I had to guess, this is probably not the only thing that Blight Shock does, but if so, I mean, it's already pretty good. Blight Shock preventing targets from using mobility mantras is decent. It just depends on how long Blight Shock lasts. And finally, Anchor Shock. Your Blight Shock prevents targets from using mobility mantras. Just going off of the video, we can guess that Blight Shock typically lasts for about 5 seconds. That's just basically going off of the video right there. So 5 seconds not being able to use mobility mantras, and maybe questionably another passive effect that we don't know about yet. That's pretty decent. It prevents a good amount of counterplay, so I'd say it's not too bad of a final talent. Alright, so let me know y'all thoughts on the oath in the comments. I think it's personally really strong. I also forgot to mention this in the video, but each one of these moves applies daze. Yeah, that's right. Each one applies daze, which is crazy, crazy strong. And even the Sovereign Drive does apply a little bit of down slam on it as well, or whatever you want to call it, where they're slammed to the ground, similar to the Tacit Kick from Soul Breaker. So I think this is going to be a pretty combo-heavy oath, especially on multi-hit crits, because it fills up the bar super fast. But yeah, honestly, hopefully y'all liked the video. I think the oath is pretty cool, so I'll see y'all next time. Peace!